Buddhaṃ 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 Vande Dhammang 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 Vande Sanghang 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 Vande Buddhaṃ Dhammang Sanghang Vande. Homage to the Buddha, homage to the Dhamma, homage to the Sangha, homage to the Triple Gem. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear friends in Dhamma, here today we are going to discuss the skillfulness for the well-being of life. How we succeed our life. What are the real skills that we can generate, that we can develop in our life? Usually when we see the society, they think that their success depends on their money, their fame, or they are working hard. That is their success. But when we see the main purpose of life, that happiness, we do everything in the name of happiness. But people think that their happiness depends on money. Actually, it is not true. That is why sometimes, even though people are well educated, even though people are very rich, but they are not happy. What is the reason? The reason is that their mind is polluted with negative thoughts, such as lust or craving, anger or ill will, and delusion or ignorance. According to Buddhism, our real success, real skillfulness depends on how far we can eradicate negative thoughts from our mind. Here it is very important to understand the negative thoughts that disturb our peace of mind. According to Buddhism, there are 1,500 negative thoughts that disturb our peace of mind. All of them can be included into three. Don't worry to remember 1,500 defilements. But if we can remember only three things, that's enough. They are greed, anger, and delusion. The more we purify our mind from these negative thoughts, the more we are happy. Our happiness completely depends on reducing these three negative thoughts. Among them, Buddha has explained the importance of practicing loving kindness. The reason is that we mostly suffer because of anger. When we are angry with someone or something, even though we are well educated, even though we are very rich, even though even we have good complexion in our body, we have no real inner peace. We have no happiness. That is why Buddhism says, he who wishes to attain the peace of mind should have to practice loving kindness. Thus, may all beings be well, happy and peaceful. Again and again we think, may all beings be well, happy and peaceful. As a result of practicing loving kindness regularly, continuously, when we remember a person, suddenly we think that person like our only son or daughter. This is the highest attitude. If we have this attitude, actually we have no lust, we have no anger, we have no jealousy. That is why Buddhism explains this is the highest example in the mundane level. Not only the absolute truth, there is another way. But in the mundane level, in the worldly condition, practicing loving kindness or thinking all people like our children is the highest attitude in the name of happiness in the mundane level. When we go to the next level, in the absolute truth, supramundane level, we can develop that attitude. However, Buddhism is like the ocean. The ocean deepens gradually, little by little, from the beach to the deeper water. Like that. Buddha's message also like that. everyone can learn something listening to them, because it is like the ocean. In very first level, Buddha explained how we succeed this immediate life. One day, one of the householders, Vyaggapajja, came to Buddha and asked the Buddha, please explain what are the things that I have to succeed in this life and hereafter. First of all, Buddha explained what are the things that we have to practice in this immediate life. Buddha says there are 4 qualities that we should develop. One of them is Uttana Sampada, the accomplishment of determined energy. When we study, when we earn money, we should have determined energy, dedication, courage. We should work hard, and we should earn money righteously. That is very important. If someone wants to succeed, he or she has to earn money or learn very well. That is the very first thing. The next one is Arata Sampada. Not only we should earn, but we should have the accomplishment of watchfulness. We should protect what we earned. Not only we should earn, but we should protect what we earn righteously. That is also very important. It doesn't mean that we should not spend that money. We should be satisfied with what we earned. And we should help our children, our parents, wives and husbands. That is also our duties. And however, we should be very clever. The other one is Samajivikata. We should have balanced life, balanced livelihood. That is also very important. When we spend something, we should understand our income. Our income and expenses should be balanced. We should understand that my income exceeds my expenditure or expenses. And also my expenditure doesn't exceed my income. We should have this understanding. That is said Buddhism as balanced livelihood, Samajivikata. The other one is good friendship, Kalyana Mittata. Our association decides whether go forward or not. We usually do something with our close friends, not with close relatives. Therefore, we should be wise. We should be mindful that who we associate with. When we have good qualities, we meet good quality people. When we go into lower qualities, we meet the same quality people. The more qualities that you have, you meet the people that with more qualities. What are the primary qualities that you should have in the primary level? Buddha has explained, as a good person, we have some primary qualities, such as we should be generous. Buddha says, he who wants to win friends should have to practice generosity. He who generous wins friends. If you are greedy, you have no real friends. Therefore, generosity is one of the steps in the primary level that we should practice. The next one is moral conduct, discipline in our speech and behavior. Here, Buddhism has explained 5 precepts: abstaining from taking life, abstaining from stealing, abstaining from sexual misconduct, abstaining from false speech, abstaining from intoxicating drinks and drugs. Buddhism says abstaining from intoxicating drinks and drugs is a supreme blessing. But other people may think that having some drink is a blessing. Buddhism says in the Mangala Sutta, abstaining from intoxicating drinks and drugs is a supreme blessing. There are 38 blessings are discussed in Buddhism. Generosity is also one of the supreme blessings. And also, we are discussing primary qualities that we should need if we want to make good friends. Generosity, moral conduct or discipline in our speech and behavior, and also, loving kindness, practicing loving kindness. If you are angry, if you blame others, if you are always angry with others, we miss good friends. And also the other quality is gratitude. Gratitude, we should be grateful. Buddhism says, Kevalahe sa bhikkhave sappurasa bhumi yadidang katanyuta katavedi. All good qualities depend on gratitude. The highest way that we pay our gratitude is that helping or taking care of our parents in the mundane level. Gratitude is very important. Even we wash our body, that is also a gratitude. If we wash our car, that is also a gratitude. If we clean our house, if we do our job very well, that is also a gratitude. Everywhere, whatever we do in the name of goodness that depends on gratitude. It is a very vast topic in our life. And these are the things, the accomplishment of determined energy, the accomplishment of watchfulness, associating good friends, and the accomplishment of balanced livelihood. These four things are very important. He who wants to succeed this immediate life. It means we can succeed this life. And not only that, Buddhism goes forward. That person, Vyagapajya, the householder, asks the Buddha, what are the things that we practice to succeed our next life? Not only for next life, in this immediate life we can succeed practicing those qualities. Buddha says there are 4 qualities that we should practice in the other level. One of them is Saddha Sampada, the accomplishment of confidence. What is the confidence? Confidence means the confidence in what the Buddha taught. It doesn't mean that we should worship the Buddha. We should have a confidence. We should trust in what the Buddha taught, his enlightenment. That is very important. Actually, we do a lot of things that depends on confidence. When you go to a new place, first of all you get the address. Then you have confidence. Until you reach the destination, you have confidence. Even scientists, they send some satellites or some things to the universe with confidence. Even we believe our birthday. Do you remember your birthday? When you were born? No. We trust in our birthday with our parents' words. And also, how do you believe your parents? Have you done a DNA research? No. You believe your parents. You trust in your parents with confidence. Actually, we do a lot of things in this world with confidence. Even scientists, they do a lot of experiments with confidence. It is not bad. But this is not a blind confidence, blind faith. It is very important to understand understandable confidence that we should have. We should be confident in Buddha's enlightenment, his understanding. That is very important if we want to succeed our next life or our spiritual life. The second one is Sila Sampada. Sila means the accomplishment of virtue or moral conduct. We should have good discipline if we want to win friends. If we want to make good friends, we should have good discipline in our speech and behavior. If always we blame others, we have no good friends. Therefore, discipline in our speech and behavior is very, very important. And also, this virtue or moral conduct depends on 5 precepts. Sila Sampada. The next one is Chaga Sampada. Chaga Sampada means the accomplishment of charity or generosity. That is also very important. Generosity is a primary quality. It is appreciated by many people in this universe. Even though some people don't believe their next life, some religion, but they appreciate generosity. These 3 things are very important. The accomplishment of confidence in the Buddha's enlightenment, the accomplishment of virtue or moral conduct, the accomplishment of charity or generosity, and these 3 things are in the mundane level. When we go to a supra-mundane level, we should have another understanding, that which is wisdom. Our success, our skillfulness completely depends on wisdom. Wisdom is the gem of men. Wisdom purifies one's mind. Wisdom is a great light. There is no any other light like wisdom. What is the wisdom? Wisdom means understanding the world and myself. What happens to the world? What happens to me? Wisdom can be divided into 2. One of them is understanding the karmic law. Karmic law means whatever we do with intention, physically, verbally or mentally, we will have the same results. If our mind is polluted, results are bad, results are evil. If our mind is pure, results are fruitful. If someone does something with a wicked mind, physically, verbally or mentally, its results are evil or bad. If someone does something with a pure mind, physically, verbally or mentally, results are fruitful. This is the very first understanding in wisdom. In this level, Buddhism explains 3 karmas, 3 actions and results. Atti bhikkhave kammang kannan kanna vipakang. There are some actions which are black that cause black results. What is that? When our mind is polluted, results are black, evil. That is the first one. The second one is atti bhikkhave kamman sukhan sukha vipakang. There are some actions which are white that cause white results. What is that? When mind is pure, the results are pure. Results are white. Black is the sign of evil. White is the sign of wholesomeness or goodness. And also the third one, atti bhikkhave kammang kanna sukkang kanna sukha vipakang. There are some actions which are black and white that cause black and white results. What is that? Sometimes we do something with pure mind, sometimes we do something with impure mind. That is the black and white karmas. Daytime we are good people, at night sometimes we steal something. Like that. Black and white karmas. These 3 things, 3 karmas are in this level with the understanding of the karmic law. But there is another karma in Buddhism which is very unique. Atti bhikkhave kammang akanna sukhang akanna sukha vipakam kammakaya sammasati. There are some actions neither black nor white that cause neither black nor white results. That is the unique. Everyone who is in the world knows only these three karmas. Black karma, white karma, black and white karma. But after Buddha appeared in the world, when Buddha appeared in the world, some people had realized these three karmas. They had developed their mind to the maximum level in the mundane level, having some jhanas. They experienced even Brahma realm as human beings. They had some psychic energies by developing their mind in this level, but they didn't know the fourth one. There are some actions neither black nor white, that consequence, that result neither black nor white results. That is very important. That is kammakaya sammasati. That helps us to overcome the samsaric circle. That helps us to reduce new actions, new results. That is very important. In this level, our understanding, our skillfulness, our real proficiency depends on understanding this level. What helps us to reduce karma or actions or results? Here, foundation of this level depends on understanding the dependent origination. It's a very deep concept in Buddhism. What is that? Understanding of impermanence. What is the impermanence that Buddhism says? Usually people may say that if something changes, that is impermanence. Actually, that is not the real impermanence in Buddhism. Impermanence and changing are different. Changing can be understood by anyone, even scientists. Dividing atom, they have realized changing, but it is not impermanence. Changing and impermanence are different. Our success depends on wisdom. Wisdom depends on understanding impermanence. Even though you have high-level GPA, grade point average, you are not successful. Even though you have a degree, master degree, or even doctorate, actually we are not successful, according to Buddhism, because we have no real wisdom. Our real wisdom depends on understanding impermanence. What is impermanence, Buddhism says? Not just changing, but arising and ceasing our experiences. Our entire life is 6 internal senses and 6 external objects, like sound. This sound, this sound was not here before you heard it. After you hear this sound, this experience doesn't remain. This experience arises and ceases at the moment. Our all experiences that we receive through our 6 senses are also same. When we see something, when we hear something, when we smell something, those experiences are alive at the moment according to our present mental condition. When you look at me, now you are very pleasant to me. Just now, when you look at me. But, however, if I blame you, suddenly your mind changes, then suddenly your eye changes, then this form also changes. This is not the real world. This is the world that we experience at this moment according to our present mental condition. It is different from person to person, even it is different from moment to moment, even one person. Now when you remember your sibling or your child or your parent, now sometimes you are happy. Next time when you remember them, you have some another feeling. From moment to moment, our thoughts change. What is the reason? Our mental condition. And like that, impermanence means like this sound. This sound was not here before you heard it. After you hear it, it doesn't remain. The other thing is, this sound, because of some reasons, because of my fingers, my effort, my ears, my consciousness, because of several reasons, this sound arises. But this sound doesn't belong to any reason. This sound doesn't belong to fingers. This sound doesn't belong to even my ears. This sound doesn't belong to even my consciousness. This is the reality. If we understand this reality, we are able to overcome suffering. When we see this experience, we are sure it is okay, you believe it, you trust in me. How about when I say, if someone blames you, even though that person blames you, that sound doesn't belong to her. That is the reality. In the conventional truth, that sound belongs to her or him. But in the supramundane level, that sound doesn't belong to anyone. Because of those reasons, sound arises, but sound doesn't belong to anything nor anyone. This is the understanding of impermanence. If we have this understanding, we have nothing to attach or detach. If we have this understanding, we don't need to practice loving kindness when we are angry. We have no space for anger in our mind if we have this understanding. When we see something, when we hear something, when we smell something, at the moment that experience arises and ceases, suddenly it ceases. This is the highest attitude, highest vision in wisdom. But only the knowledge of listening. Even though you listening this one, you have not liberated from suffering. Now you have only the address or map. You have to drive if you need to reach the destination. This is the map or address, having map. It is very important. When we see this reality, first of all, we should need to know the destination. When you put the address to your GPS, first of all, you add house number and street, city. When you add your address to navigator, first of all, you add address, the destination. But when you drive, how do we start? You start your journey from your home, from your nearest street. We go to the mountain, right, and pair of left, and 134 right, and little by little we go to the destination. Like that, this is only the Sutame Jnana, the knowledge of listening. That is very important, that is essential. Not only that, the second one, Chintame Panya, the knowledge of reflecting. As we listening to, we should think it again and again. This is the reality. Why is that? Even though this is the reality, our friend, our worst friend, ignorance, delusion, doesn't believe this truth. He always says that, no, there is something permanent. Again and again, he disturbs our wisdom. Therefore, we have to think this reality again and again, this reality. That is very important. And finally, we have to practice this reality throughout Samatha Vipassana, practicing tranquility meditation and insight meditation. Buddha says very important thing. As a wise person, the highest thing that we should understand is that 5 aggregates. 5 aggregates means our entire experience is the present thought. That present thought has 5 things together. The one thing is rupa or corporeality, corporeality of forms. The second one, Vedana or feelings. The third one, Sanya perception, and Sankhara mental formations, and Vijnana consciousness. These 5 things are the bottom level of our all experiences that we receive through our 6 senses. These 5 things arise together, they cease together, they are invisible, but this is the reality. Here, it is very important to understand 4 noble truths. Our wisdom, our understanding completely depends on understanding the 4 noble truths. It means dukkha satya, the noble truth of suffering, samudaya satya, the noble truth of the cause of suffering, nirodha satya, the noble truth of the cessation of suffering, and marga satya, the noble truth of the path that leads to cessation from suffering. Here, very center point is that understanding the dukkha satya, understanding the noble truth of suffering. What is the noble truth of suffering or dissatisfaction? There is a very important topic in Buddhism that Buddha says, Khataman chauso dukkha satyam, kāyikang dukkhang, cetasikang dukkhang tapetva, avasesang dukkha satyam. It's something which is physical pain or mental pain. Without those things, the other one is the noble truth of suffering. Except physical pain and mental pain, other things are the noble truth of suffering. Do you believe it? If there are anything without physical and mental pain, is there anything other? Yes, that is the interesting thing in Buddhism. If there is anything except physical pain and mental pain, that is the noble truth of suffering. Mr. Prananda, can you guess what I am going to say? No. That is the new one today. It is very, very important to understand what it says. Kāyikang dukkhang cetasikang dukkhang tapetva avasesang dukkha satyam. Except physical pain and mental pain, other thing is the noble truth of suffering. What is that? It is that, one day we say that 3 behaviors, Vijnanacharya, Jnanacharya, Anjnanacharya. Vijnanacharya means very first experience. When we see something, when we hear something, when we smell something, very first experience is that. That very first experience, we are unable to recognize something, only just a shadow, only just a form or sound or smell. There are no bird sound in first experience. There are no pictures, no goods, devices in first experience. First experience we have only shadow, sound, smell like that. It is just an experience, but we have no perception at the very beginning. That very first experience is not a karma. It is neither wholesome nor unwholesome. It is just a result of our previous actions. The very first experience that we receive through our senses is that is the result of our previous actions. It may be previous lives or this life. That very first experience is just a result, but not an action or cause of action. But the thing is, if we are ignorant in the first experience, suddenly we go to the Ajnanacharya, the behavior of ignorance. That is suffering. That is not just the noble truth of suffering. The second one is Jatipi dukkha, Jarapi dukkha, Vyadipi dukkha. Age is suffering, decay is suffering, sickness is suffering, death is suffering, separation is suffering. All things arise the second level. Very first level, we have no jara jati, just a result of our previous actions. You know, when Buddha attained enlightenment, Buddha says, Pubbe anunusutesu dhammesu chakkung udapadi, jnanam udapadi. I experienced something. I experienced a special thing that I never heard, that I never experienced. When Buddha attained enlightenment, you know, before he did his renunciation from his palace, he knew, you know, Satara Peranimiti, Ledek, Mahallek, Malaminiya, sick person, dead person, everything he has understood, he had understood. With that understanding, he says, what I experienced under the Bodhi tree is that I never heard, that I never realized. That is a new experience. That new experience is here. Dukkha Satya. Dukkha Satya means, now I am going to explain a very special thing. Mr. Pranando, be mindful. You are a valuable source. That thing, we are talking about the noble truth of suffering, very first experience, the noble truth of suffering. The very first experience that is neither wholesome nor unwholesome. And again Buddha says, Kāyikan dukkhaṃ cetasikan dukkhaṃ dukkhaṃ dukkha satyaṃ. If there is physical pain and mental pain, that is suffering, and that is the noble truth of suffering as well. Kāyikan dukkhaṃ cetasikan dukkhaṃ dukkhaṃ dukkha satyaṃ. If we have any suffering like aging, sickness, death, like that, these things belong to suffering and the noble truth of suffering as well. But this is only, the very first experience is only without physical pain and mental pain. Very first experience, it is neither good or bad. It is neither wholesome nor unwholesome. But the second experience, aging, death, decay, sickness, that is suffering and the noble truth of suffering as well. Why is that? This is like, I will give you an example. Vehicle. This is like vehicle. These are like cars, motorcycles, vans, like that. Every car is a van and as well a vehicle. Every van, every car is a vehicle, but every vehicle is not a car. all vehicles are not cars, no buses. Every car or van is a vehicle, but all vehicles are not cars. Like that, if you are able to understand this one, it means you are wise. This is the place that you can show your wisdom, your skillfulness, your proficiency.
I have one question. So the first experience, the mind is not involved in that?
Mind is involved. Here there are 5 aggregates here. Only just 5 aggregates. In this level, 5 aggregates with clingings. Here only just 5 aggregates. 5 aggregates. This experience is same to Arahantas, other even common people too. This experience is same everyone. But this experience is different from person to person. You know, very first experience is same to everyone. Those who are enlightened, who are not enlightened, who are trained like that. And here, in this experience, in this level, Buddha says, Dukkha Satchan, the noble truth of suffering, not should be got rid of. This truth only should be realized. We don't need to remove this one. Nobody can remove the first experience. Buddha doesn't say that we should need to remove or get rid of this truth. Dukkha Satya, Dukkha Satyam Parinyayam. The very first noble truth, the noble truth of suffering is should be understood, not should be removed. Nobody can remove this one, but anyone can realize this one. When we realize this one, we have know these things. We have know the suffering of death, suffering of aging. We are going to old age, we are going to sicknesses even we are enlightened, but we have know the suffering of sickness, the suffering of death, the suffering of separation. That is the difference. The very first noble truth should be realized, that should be understood. The second noble truth, the clinging or attachment or craving, should be removed. And also the third one, the noble truth of the cessation of suffering. Chago Patinisago, removing our attachment to inside. We have an attachment to our inside. That should be removed.
Ego?
Yes, ego. Yes, ego with craving. Craving and ego are together. And here, Buddhism never says us to remove the things that we associate with outside. Nate kama yani chitrani loke. Outside things are not lustful. Lust is inside. The beautiful things outside are not lustful. Nate kama yani chitrani loke. Beautiful flowers are not lustful. Lust arises inside. When we remove lust from inside, even though we associate with them, we have no attachment. We have no greed. We have no greed. We have no anger outside. The cause of suffering is inside. Attachment. Attachment to myself or ego. That is why we have craving or anger outside. If I like something, I have attachment. If I dislike, I hate. Cause is here. And also the Magga Satya, the noble truth of the path that leads to cessation from suffering. What is that? With details, the Noble Eightfold Path. There are eight 8 is the Noble Eightfold Path. In short, 3 disciplines, Sila, Samadhi, Panya, virtue, concentration, and wisdom. In very short, Buddha says, as an intelligent person, as a wise person, the highest qualities that we can develop are samatha and vipassana, concentration and insight meditation. Samatha and vipassana, that we have to practice finally samatha and vipassana. Samatha means keeping our attention in the present moment with a positive thought. Again and again, we contemplate on our mind with a positive thought, such as loving kindness, mindfulness, breathing meditation. These are the techniques. By practicing samatha, we reduce anger and craving. And vipassana means reflecting on impermanence, arising and ceasing of our 5 aggregates of our senses. Buddha says, as an intelligent person, as a wise person, the highest qualities that we can practice are these samatha and vipassana. As I always mention you, samatha is Buddhist GPA, grade point average, or IQ. Previously IQ. Here, vipassana means, what is that? EQ. The duration of concentration says that your GPA in Buddhism. If you can concentrate your mind for a long time with a positive thought, it means your GPA, grade point average, is very high. If you can reflect on impermanence for a long time, it means your EQ or emotional quotient is very high. This is the real success. Whenever we are in the samatha and vipassana, it means nobody or nothing can disturb your peace of mind. The reason is that we don't depend on anything or anyone outside. Even we don't depend on our physical body. That is why we have no suffering with our aging, decay, sickness and death. Now we depend on outside, even we depend on our physical body. That is why we are going to old age. When we are going to old age, we are suffering. We need some people who talk with us. If we are alone, we are suffering. That is why Harvard University research says that the severe problem of elders is that loneliness. Loneliness damages, kills their brain as dangerous as smoking or alcoholism as well. We don't say it. It says the Harvard University. Buddhism doesn't say it. What Buddhism says, Eko chare kagga visana kappo, the supreme person lives alone like a rhino, like a lion. His interest is that living alone, living lonely. We are happy when we are alone with our spirituality, with the Dhamma, cultivating our mind. But Western people, they are unhappy, they are suffering being alone. This is the difference. This loneliness that Buddhism says is not with Wi-Fi or internet. Being just alone with your mind. And this is the Buddhist path. We start this path with determined energy, watchfulness, good friendship, and balanced livelihood. Then we practice dana sila bhavana, generosity, virtue, and metta bhavana. Finally, we develop our mind with wisdom to the maximum level. Finally, we have to reflect on only arising and ceasing of our 5 aggregates. Whenever we reflect on 5 aggregates as impermanent, egoless, and selfless, at the moment we completely depend on wisdom. It means nobody or nothing can disturb our peace of mind. We are in equanimity. We make an unshakable mind that nobody can disturb. That is the supreme blessing. Puttassa loka dhammehi chittang yassana kampati asokang virajankemang etam mangalamuttamang. You know, among the worldly conditions, labha, gain and loss, yasa, fame and blame, sukha dukkha, happiness and misery, honor and dishonor. If we can make an unshakable mind among these 8 worldly conditions, making an unshakable mind, balanced mind, that is the highest supreme blessing that Buddhism has explained. This is the path for that destination, for the liberation. This is the real liberation, freedom. Even though you are in your own home, you have no real freedom if you live in the past experience as taking them as permanent. If you can reflect on impermanence arising and ceasing of your 5 aggregates, your thoughts, you have freedom even though you are in the prison. Even though you are in the prison, reflecting on this reality, you have freedom. But, even though you are at your own home, you have no real freedom until you achieve the wisdom. That is the real liberation, freedom, enlightenment, nibbana, that Buddha has explained. We were born to listening to this Dhamma. We were born to realize this Dhamma. We were born to realize this reality in this world. That is why we were born. This is the duty of everyone who is wise. Buddhism doesn't belong to Buddhism. Buddhism belongs to those who are wise, those who are intelligent, those who wants to achieve the real liberation. That is the thing that we have to listen to, and we have to practice as soon as we can, because our life is uncertain. Death is certain. Any question? Any question? Yes?
Is there a scriptural reference for tonight's discussion?
Reference?
Core sutta that attaches to this discussion?
Today, what I discussed?
Yes.
I got several discourses. One of them is Vyaggapaja Sutta. The other thing is, when I explained the noble truth of suffering, I got it from Yamaka Prakarana in Abhidharma. Yamaka Prakarana, in such Yamaka, I got those things. Kāyikan dukkhaṃ cetasikan dukkhaṃ tapettva avasesaṃ dukkha saccyaṃ. Kāyikan dukkhaṃ ca, kāyikan dukkhaṃ cetasikan dukkhaṃ, dukkhaṃ ca, dukkha saccyaṃ ca. It comes in Yamaka Prakarana. And that I explain as an intelligent person, what we practice is that wisdom and samatha, or samatha and vipassana, it comes in Abhiññā Sutta. That last days I discussed, Abhiññā Sutta. I think you are given the handout. Yes, that is there. The other religions, there are some stanzas. I have given the places, Dhammapada, Sabbe Sankara Anicchāti, everything is impermanent. He who sees this reality with wisdom, this is the path to purity. It comes in Dhammapada. Okay? Okay, you are welcome. And here, actually, I wanted to explain everything together. That is why I got several references from several places. Okay, thank you so much for your good attention. I wish you all the best. And day by day, may your inner peace increase, and may you attain the final bliss of liberation. With that intention, now we are going to transfer these merits that we acquired here to our departed relatives. That is our tradition. End of any meritorious act, we transfer those merits to our departed relatives too. Recite in the Gatha. Okay? Idamme ñāte nang hotu sukita hontu ñātayo. Idamme ñāte nang hotu sukita hontu. Idamme ñāte nang hotu sukita hontu ñātayo. By the power of all these meritorious deeds, may guardian deities and angels also receive this merit, and may they enhance their divine energy, may they keep their eye on you too, may they also attain the final bliss of liberation. With that intention, let's share these merits with guardian deities and angels too, reciting the Gatha. Akasattha ca bummattha deva naga puññantang anumoditva cirang rakkhantu sāsanam. Akasattha ca bummattha deva naga puññantang anumoditva cirang rakkhantu desanam. Akasattha ca bummattha deva naga puññantang anumoditva cirang rakkhantu taṃ sada. By the power of all these meritorious deeds, may you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no problems come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May your all righteous wishes meet with success. Finally, may all of us attain the final bliss of liberation, Nibbana. Dukkham pantā ca niddukkhaṃ bhayam pantā ca nidbhayāṃ sokam pantā ca nissokāṃ hontu sambe pipānino. May all beings be well, happy and peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.